Hey ladies, Michelle here. Just an application video. This has been a bit of a long time coming. I just haven't found a good time to do this, but here we go. Did my chores, took a shower, as you can tell. Hair's kind of a mess, whatever. But my jams are the last thing I do before I go to bed. Go to bed, that way you give your adhesive a chance to cure up nice and tight before you do anything else. I know we say you can do jams whenever and do whatever you want afterwards, but I found that they stick the best. I've had the best success by doing them just before I go to sleep. So I've done a handful of them. Handful. Get it? Done. Intended. Yes. Okay, so I have done almost all of one hand. I am ready to do my last one. I've got my mini heater going over here. You can't see it. It's rocking. I've got my sheet. I've just cut the wrap that I'm going to use and left the rest intact. Have my tweezers, my rubber cuticle pusher, and I've already alcohol swabbed my nails. So I'm ready. And also done my strengthening base coat. As you can see, it's about halfway gone. I've used it for every Jamacure since October when I started doing this and have never regretted it. So recommend it big time, and I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to sell this stuff. It really does work. Anyway, moving right along. Got my wrap ready. Fancy, edgy, boom, love it. Alright, so make sure you're holding your tweezers in the hand that you're going to use for the application. I'm doing my left hand, so I'm going to use my right hand to peel the wrap off the clear. What I do is I cut it in half and then just kind of gently peel. This gets harder and harder as you have more wraps sticking off your hands. I'll explain in a few minutes why. So peel off, there we go. Peel off the wrap, boom. And I do this reverse. I'm gonna put the wrap on before I heat it. I've had better luck that way. It's a little more forgiving. I'm a little bit clumsy. Doesn't always work if I heat it first and then try to put it on. It just gets kind of a mess. This helps me get it more accurate because it's not hot and curled while I'm trying to apply it. So set your hand down. You can't see this. I'm going to do it anyway. Set your hand down on a flat surface before you try to apply your wrap. Don't do this. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. Set your hand down on a flat surface. Put your wrap on. And then, since it's cool, you're going to be able to give it a little bit more time to, maybe that's not quite right, reposition it. But this looks pretty good to me. I'm going to go ahead and use the meaty part of my thumb to squish a little bit so that it's just stuck in place enough that it's not going to fly off when I put it in front of the heater. Just enough. Okay. So, give it a little bit of heat. You're going to basically heat the wrap on your hand as long as you can stand. Maybe that's 3 seconds, maybe that's 5 seconds. I can usually do about 10 before it starts to get a little warm. Take the meaty part of your thumb, once again, and really just squish. Get all the air bubbles out, squish bottom to top, inside to outside, both directions, and then heat again. Heat and squish. Do it a couple times. And you can take your rubber cuticle pusher, heat, and then go around and seal the edges, bottom to top, inside to outside, all the way around the cuticle edge. Okay, so done all 5 on one hand. So now it's time to go ahead and go back and clean them up. I let them cool before I try to clean them up. It just helps them stick better. Once again, you don't have any lifting at the tips this way. So I have my cuticle nippers, the best tool that I've found for cleaning up your jams once they're rocking this Corella DeVille thing. And I go back in the order in which I applied them. So, did my thumb first. Going through and just doing a rough cut first. Getting that all pulled off. There. I'll go back and do a rough cut on all of them, just so it's a little easier to manage. This is also a good time for you to look and see if you have any wrap hanging over the edge. You can use the cuticle nippers for the same purpose. You don't want any wrap touching your skin, or the oils from your hands will cause the adhesive to break down. And you'll get lifting and bubbling, and nobody wants that. So, almost there. So, done my rough cut. Kind of still a mess. Yeah, I love this wrap. Obsessed. It's called Obsessed, this one. This is edgy. And this is Gold Sparkle. Yeah! Gonna be awesome. Alright, so take the cuticle nippers, and then you can go back and just get barely over the edge of the nail so that you can still use your nails as tools. I know we women love to do that. Pick at things, scratch things, peel labels off. This way your wrap's not going to lift off when you do that. Bit of delicate operation here. Cuticle nippers are really sharp. I have really screwed it up before and gouged the tip, but looks like I did pretty good on this one. See a little hanging over onto the cuticle. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that before everything falls apart here. Looking good. Right. Bam. So, you got 5 fingers on this hand, hopefully. If not, I'm sorry, but at least your fingers will be pretty. Kidding. Kidding. All right. See a little hanging over here on this one. You could, if you had nails that weren't quite the right shape for the wraps, you could go ahead and trim them before. Mine are fairly close, so I do more harm than good trying to trim them before I put them on. Then I go ahead and just trim off the excess with my nippers once they're on. Looking pretty good. Here, almost there. This one. All right, not bad. So my final step, I still have more to clean up, but we're gonna skip that for now. My final step is the baggie. I love the baggie method. What I do, wrap my finger in it, put it in front of the mini heater or whatever heat source you're using. I've done this with a hairdryer, so it's not impossible. Wrap, finger, put it in front of the heat, and this just really helps get a nice tight seal, nice even heat. It sort of acts like shrink wrap. Get everything, whew, it's going to take a little less heat because you're putting your whole hand in front of the heater. There we go. And we are finished. Looks pretty good. So, give it a try. I don't know what to call this method. Cold, reverse, baggy method. Anyway, it's awesome. It works. I've had Jam Cure stick 2 weeks, which is really pretty good since I'm hard on my hands, being an equestrian. So, give it a try. Let me know how it works. Thanks, guys.